Southwest provides storage solutions that maximize space efficiency and enhance productivity in manufacturing environments, warehouses, as well as other work areas. Primary product offerings include high-density mobile systems, both shelving systems and pallet rack systems, as well as automated vertical storage and retrieval systems. Southwest is located in Dallas, Texas. It also has warehouses in Oklahoma City and Houston, as well as sales and service offices in Austin, San Antonio, and Little Rock, Arkansas. There are two primary types of automated storage and retrieval systems. The vertical carousel, which has been popular for many years, uses a Ferris wheel style design to rotate carriers which can store parts up to heights of 40 or 50 feet and deliver those parts to an ergonomic work surface in front of the machine. On the right-hand side of this particular slide, you see the vertical lift module. That is a more recent development in terms of automated vertical storage, where an extractor rides up and down the unit and deliver individual trays with stored materials to the access port. In either case, the primary and most obvious initial benefit is dramatic floor space savings in a production or warehouse environment. These units can often save up to 80% of floor space currently used to store small parts. These vertical carousels provide not only space efficiency, but a significant amount of cleanliness by keeping parts secure from dust and particles, and also security to limit the possibility of pilferage. Additional features of vertical carousels are the ability to actually have the carousels extend up and beyond drop ceilings in areas where there is ample space above drop ceilings, so that you can continue to use lighting and or HVAC in an existing format, but yet still store your parts above those drop ceilings to gain maximum space efficiency. Vertical lift modules are different in that they are a vertical tower that has the ability to store and retrieve single storage trays at a time. As such, it's not necessary to move everything within the storage unit in retrieving and or putting away parts, which is less complex and, as a result, more cost-effective. Another benefit to the vertical lift module is the fact that parts of varying size and mass can be stored in the same unit, because each of the vertical tray locations can be adjusted with vertical height storage locations from just a few inches to as many as 30 inches on 1-inch increments. As such, a vertical lift module provides more flexibility as it relates to the size and weight of parts that can be stored in a machine. One of the primary features of either carousels or lifts is the efficiency that's gained by way of the controller and by way of the opportunity to deploy inventory software management tools. Those software management tools enable one to keep track of parts usage, maintain inventory levels, track stockouts, reduce surplus inventory based on storing items in too large a quantity than is needed to run the operation, and it can also result in reduced cycle count costs. Trays in vertical lift modules are available in widths all the way to 12 feet wide and 36 inches deep, with capacities up to and including 2,000 pounds per tray. So as a result, you have the ability to subdivide trays into very small storage compartments for small parts and or mix in large parts in the same machine. Space efficiency, productivity, ergonomics, and inventory control. Obviously, the first three items are clear when in identifying the use of these machines, but the real payoff on the utilization of these automated vertical storage and retrieval systems is in cost savings associated with better inventory management by way of the controllers and the software deployed with the machines. This is a great example of a plumbing parts distributor where you see a conventional layout of stationary shelving and plastic bin boxes used to store parts. And when we converted all of those parts into vertical lift modules, the result was a dramatic savings in floor space, as seen by the three vertical lift modules, eliminated the need for all that shelving and all those plastic bins. You can imagine the productivity gains when storing and or retrieving parts at the keyboards of each of these three vertical lifts as compared with walking up and down the aisles trying to locate appropriate bin boxes to either store or retrieve parts in the prior configuration. Another product category which Southwest Solutions Group is quite active in are high-density shelving and mobile rack systems. These are ideal ways to essentially apply the same concept, that is to eliminate space which is otherwise wasted in aisles by mobilizing the rows of either shelving or rack and reducing the number of aisles in a given storage module to the one aisle needed to access specific parts or pallets. The result is that you can either reduce the floor space by as much as 50% that you currently allocate to a given storage function, or alternatively, continue to use the same amount of floor space currently being used and increase the capacity by as much as 100% of stored materials. Compact pallet racks are revolutionary in their design in that they now are designed to easily transition a palletized storage area into only half of the space otherwise used with conventional fixed racks, because the high-density mobile racks enable you to collapse all of the aisles down and access stored pallets by opening one access aisle when and where it is needed. The result is that you can gain as much as 100% in terms of capacity to store pallets in the same footprint otherwise used with conventional racks. It also enables you to continue to use the existing rack. Interesting features included in mobile pallet rack systems are an infrared safety beam which runs the entire length of the face of each carriage carrying the mobile racks. And that safety beam is there so that anything left in an aisle when the rack is closing would trip the safety beam and shut the system down. It also enables one, when in the aisle, stop the system by simply inserting their foot. Once installed, the rails are flush with the concrete slab floor, again enabling smooth navigation by fork trucks throughout the system. We also have available a remote control which can be mounted on the fork truck that can open and close the rack aisles as required while en route to a particular pallet rack area. An example here of a Harley Davidson installation that we did where all of their bikes that were of significant archival value are stored in a museum environment up at the Harley Davidson manufacturing facility. Another installation showing raw material in paper goods and bolts stored on a mobile pallet rack system in roughly half the space that had been used previously. Now let's discuss high-density shelving. The Space Saver Industrial high-density storage systems are quite flexible in that they can be utilized with various types of shelving or bulk rack and can accommodate existing shelving and bulk rack so that the purchase of new shelving is not necessary in all cases. Whenever we condense stored materials and free up floor space, of course, the primary objective in driving a positive return on investment with a quick payback is enabling that new space to be used for other revenue-producing activity. This is a great image of our application where a high-density storage system was installed in a centralized maintenance function for a school district. Here's a great supplies application where a high-density storage system is used to store inmate materials at a prison facility. It's also possible to mobilize high-density drawer cabinets and therefore double the capacity again in the footprint that you might have otherwise had. This same concept can be mixed. Drawers in shelving, where we have the ability then to increase density while positioning drawers ergonomically between the shoulders and knees. Additional solutions that Southwest Solutions provides include workstations, in-plan offices, and modular mezzanines. So to recap, Southwest Solutions Group provides a lot of services we think put us in a place above and beyond much of our competition. We have factory-trained representatives who are very, very strong in understanding code compliance issues, whether they're fire code compliance, floor load considerations. We have planning professionals that help our sales representatives put together CAD drawings that effectively communicate our solutions concepts. And then we have a certified team of 30 installation and service personnel who are available to not only install our systems and our solutions, but to service them on a regular basis post-installation. We represent the best manufacturers in the business, and in many cases, our core manufacturers, we are the leading distributor for them in the country. So in wrapping up, I'd like to thank you for giving us an opportunity to share our story with you today. Our offices and our personnel stand ready to service your organization and provide you with valuable storage and work area productivity tools to help enhance your business and its efficiencies.